In today's episode, we're going to go over how much money does fitness pain-free make? And we're going to do an earnings report for last year's fourth quarter. Let's do it. So, thank you very much to Elver Marilik Fitness. I apologize if I'm messing up your name. Very regular contributor to Fitness Pain Free. Thanks a lot. Last week, I did a show on how I run and why I run Fitness Pain Free as a business. And I asked at the end if people wanted to know a little bit more about how much money I make. And Elver was the first person to say, yes, how much do you make? How much do you make doing this? How much doing this, doing this? And I responded, but I figured I'd want to do something that's a little bit more in depth for you guys. So in today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit about how much fitness pain free makes. And it's important to me that I have a bit of transparency to you because here I am telling you how you're supposed to make more income, how to be a better physical therapist, right? But you have no idea if I actually make more income, right? So I just want to be transparent with you, let you know how much the business generates and kind of my goals and my journey along the way. I think hopefully this is useful information for you guys. So you can see a little bit about the back end of how this business works to help you if you want to try to consider running your business or to optimize your own business. And the other thing is that this is just very useful information for business owners to review quarterly to see what's working, see what's not working, and make some plans for the future. So this is going to be something selfish for myself. Hopefully I can do this a little bit more in the future if you guys end up liking it. All right. And really, I just want to show you those exact workings in the back end of Fitness Pain Free, what's kind of working from an income perspective, what's not, and how I'm adjusting my business over the course of time based on those things, right? So let's get going. Before we get going, sorry, I just revved you up and now I got to bring you back down a little bit. I just want to let you know about the Fitness Pain Free Mini Course. If you like what you learn at fitnesspainfree.com, this is the next natural step. If you want to learn more from me, we go over 4 lessons. The first one is going to be how traditional schooling has failed us. I love PT school, but the thing is, they don't teach you how to be an expert working with strength and fitness. I'll teach you how to do that. 7 reasons why people get hurt in the gym. If you don't know why folks are getting hurt in the gym, then it's really tough to prevent future injuries, right? And it's also more challenging from a rehab perspective, right? The next one is 4 simple steps for getting your clients out of pain. So there's a lot of complexity that surrounds rehabilitation, and it's kind of confusing when you're learning how to do this. I'm going to make it really simple, okay? Because it doesn't have to be complicated. I teach exactly how I do it. And lastly, how to build the career of your dreams and earn the respect of your community. A lot of folks are watching Fitness Pain Free because they want to be better clinicians. And, I agree that that's the reason why folks are watching this largely. But I think the main reason why people do, if we peel back the layers a little bit, is because most coaches and clinicians want to be respected by a given community, valued by a given community. So I'll teach you a little bit more about how to actually do that. Next thing is that if you sign up for the Fitness Pain Free Mini Course, you're automatically be enrolled into a wait list for the certification. So the Fitness Pain Free certification is the largest and most comprehensive course they offer at Fitness Pain Free. It opens for enrollment 4 times per year for 1 week enrollment period. The next enrollment is actually coming up pretty soon. It's going to be at the beginning of April. Okay. And it's pretty much the course I wish I had as a new grad, finishing up with physical therapy school and getting started, trying to be an expert working in strength and fitness. All right. So I'll leave a link in the show notes. If you're watching this on Instagram, you can go into my profile, check the highlights, and sign up for the Fitness Pain Free Mini Course. All righty. Boom. So how much money did Fitness Pain Free make last year in the fourth quarter? So we're dividing up the year into quarters. So essentially, how much money did I make in October 1st until the end of the year? Okay, fourth quarter 2022. My total earnings with all of my courses, programs, certification, all that stuff, we'll break that down a little bit more in depth, was $43,990.70. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about here because I left the graph up. It's basically a chart of how much money I made and when. And you'll see there's a few spikes. So there's some spikes at the beginning of October, and then another big spike in the middle of October. And the reason why, thank you, Philip, appreciate it. The reason why there's a big spike there is because I launched my certification 4 times a year, right? I just told you guys, plainly, about 30 seconds ago that I launched a certification 4 times per year. It's open for enrollment. So there's a spike in revenue 4 times per year, right? The other big sale I had during this period of time was Black Friday and Cyber Monday. It's usually one of the bigger sales of the year. So there's a little bit of a spike if you look towards the end of November. And that's the reason why. Okay. And then I'm going to break down by program course that I sell, how much I make, so you get an idea of what things are more lucrative. I take a look at how much I make with given products frequently because it gives me an idea of what people actually want, right? So if I'm selling something I think is great, but no one's buying it, that's a good sign that people don't really want it. And the other part is that if I want to grow as a business, I just want to try to push more of the things that people enjoy and like and the things that are making more money for me. All right. I've had a lot of flops over the course of time. I've made 20 or 25 courses, programs, training programs, lots of stuff over the course of time. I've messed up a lot, right? This is my 10 to 12th year of business, depending on when you count my starting period. And I've messed up a lot along the way. And those mess ups are phenomenal because they allow us to see what kind of works and what doesn't. Okay. So in terms of earnings, the fitness pain-free certification is by far the thing that makes me the most revenue in my website, right? I make more money doing that than anything else. It's the most powerful thing that I sell. And you can see pretty clearly here. So I made around, was it $43,000? $35,000, right, of that revenue were coming from the fitness pain-free certification. Okay. So far and away, this is the most lucrative thing that I offer. And if you've been following me at Fitness Pain-Free, you'll see that I push it, right? I'm always trying to push my Fitness Pain-Free mini course. I'm always talking about the Fitness Pain-Free certification. I think it's the most valuable thing that you can sign up for if you're trying to learn more from me, right? It's kind of if you want to take the next step and go deep with me, that's what you sign up for. And it's been what's working for me for the past several years. What else works? So the next highest grossing thing that I sell on my site is going to be a subscription into Fitness Pain-Free Insiders. Now, I've been doing Fitness Pain-Free Insiders for, I don't know, around 7 years, 5 to 7 years, something like that. Maybe a little bit, probably close to the 5-year mark, although I'd have to go back and check. And it's been something that's been nice and consistent over the course of time. It's a subscription membership, which is actually quite nice from a business perspective. You know, you have recurring revenue that comes in every month in a certain amount. I'm regularly looking at what's called my churn rate. So how many people are signing up versus how many people are dropping off gives you a good idea of the health of the program. And I have regular sales for this. So usually 1 to 2 times a year, I'll put up a sale for this. I market it all the time. You've seen this on all of my videos. If you've watched this on YouTube, I have a free $1 trial for people to get started. It's kind of a no-brainer if you want to deepen your relationship with me because it's super cheap and it's got a ton of value, right? And you can say it's relatively consistent in terms of revenue. And $3,300 is nowhere near as much as that, $35,000, but it's a good chunk of revenue that produces throughout the course of the year. So that's the second highest. Next, I have my rehab program. So this would be the ultimate pain-free hip, ultimate pain-free low back, and all the like, right? Now, the amount of money that I make in a given quarter is not representative of the amount of money I make across the entire year. And the reason why this is because I have a sales calendar, which means that I will put a given product on sale at a given time throughout the course of the year. And I'll have a spike in sales at that point. And the rest of the year, it's kind of a steady flow of income. And if you're watching this on Fitness Pain Free again, you'll see a little bit of a spike towards the end of November. And this is Black Friday, Cyber Monday, where I just make more money on all of my products because it's all on sale. Okay. So number 2, Fitness Pain Free pain programs. Next one. And this is surprising to me because I make a decent chunk of money with my certifications and with insiders. I don't make very much on the other courses that I offer. And this is just, I think it's because maybe I don't do the best job of trying to sell these. But it's always odd to me that I'll make, a decent chunk with the certification, but not as much with the shoulder and the knee course, right? Although I obviously think that those are good programs, the rest of the world doesn't, right? The perception is that it's not great because people aren't buying as much. I think they're phenomenal, and I probably should figure out how to push this a little bit more. Later on in the year, I'm actually releasing a low back and hip course that's going to complement the shoulder and the knee. And it's also going to go into the fitness pain-free certification for the most part. So I'm always looking at ways to improve my certification because that's the cash cow. And it's probably what's going to help people the most if they're going to try to build a relationship with me. Right. Okay. So I apologize. If you're watching this on Instagram, you can't see the numbers. I made $1,599 on the shoulder and knee course. Okay. Next are my mobility programs. So early on in my career, when I first started selling things, I put more effort into selling mobility programs and training programs. And that was the entire way that I generated revenue, right? And since then, I've really shifted away from this. And it's largely just because I've had so many flops within the process of trying to sell mobility programs as well as training programs. And I haven't been compensated for my time in my mind. And I have so many other things that have returned so much higher. I've completely flipped my business model. So my target audience is not really the average person anymore. It's more that coach or clinician. And you can see this reflected in the sales. So basically in this quarter, I made $453 with mobility programs. And I still like selling them. I actually have a sale going on right now, my mobility programs. It's a decent chunk of change throughout the course of the year. But it's not the thing that, returns the best for me. So over the course of time, I've actually put less effort into those programs, although I still think they're phenomenal and great value for the price, right? So definitely check them out if you'd like to. But again, it's not something that's a huge income generator for me. And the last thing is my training program. So in the fourth quarter of 2022, I made $443 on my training programs. So the training programs I have are, sure, okay, good. I'm scared that my audio is not working on Instagram. I think it is right now. Someone say something if it's not, obviously. So the last thing that I sell on my site are training programs. And this would be Garage Gym Heroes, which is going to be a training program for folks that have a home gym, right? Or garage gym. I actually have my own garage gym and I love training there, right? So I made a training program to help folks out. I also have a power building program, which is a combination of powerlifting with bodybuilding. I also have a program called Ain't Nobody Got Time for That, which is essentially busy folks that want a very well-rounded program that's very efficient. And then I also have fitness pain-free fitness training programs, which are kind of my CrossFit training programs from the past, kind of lumped together into one program. So in terms of how much I make from these, I still run sales on these. I'm considering not in the future, just because I don't want to hit you guys with too many sales over the course of time. You fatigue folks. No one likes to be marketed to, so much. So what I've done is for my mobility programs and training programs and a little bit of the pain programs as well, I just don't push them as much from a marketing perspective. Like I value guys. I love you guys. This is the reason why I'm able to have a business is because of folks like you. I don't want to pound you in the face with marketing material all the time, right? So I have to pick and choose my battles because obviously I need to make some income in order to run this business, but I also want to do it in a way that is very respectful of you. So what I've done over the course of time is I just market the things that actually return a little bit better for me and the things that are hopefully better for you guys. And some of the things that have, generated less revenue for me over the course of time, I just don't push them quite as much, right? So training programs, $443. Okay. Now there's the other side of running a business or the other side of the income earning. I'm saying this so poorly, but basically you make money only if the expenses are going to be lower than what you're generating, right? So I want to talk a little bit about my expenses. I have an online business, which basically I'm selling digital products and they are very inexpensive to make, right? And it's actually not that expensive to run my company on the back end for the most part. If you compare that to a traditional brick and mortar business, I don't pay rent. I actually am able to write off my mortgage in my house because I have, home business. So there's a lot of positives to this model. So in terms of total expenses I had for the fourth quarter of 2022, it was $3,095. And in terms of where that money was going, 1,130 of those dollars was going to staff and payroll. I basically have two employees. Big shout out to Dan Chappelle and Pete Keenan. These guys helped me a ton on the back end of Fitness Pain Free. I also will hire a few guns out there for certain needs I may have. So if I have someone or I have a need for running some Facebook ads, need someone to put some ads together quickly, I will ask someone. I did that recently with Nicole Bonner. She's amazing. I used to actually work with her more, but she got too busy for me, unfortunately. I will pay folks, contractors, for help with my website, right? So there's a lot of different expenses that go from a staff perspective. But these 3 months, the total expenses were a little over $1,000. I also run ads, mostly Facebook and Instagram ads. Now, this is an area that I would like to expand upon. I actually have a meeting today with someone from Facebook to try to help me to make better ads. But this is one of the areas where I will try to market and I will spend money because hopefully this helps return. Generally speaking, I run ads on the most successful posts I have that are generating more leads for me. So if you're on Instagram, especially, if you've ever seen it in my posts, I usually have a lead magnet at the end of each post, which just means that I'm trying to get you to deepen your relationship with me by me offering something that's valuable to you. So maybe a rotator cuff related pathology cheat sheet gives you some really good information, tightly packed into a neat little PDF, right? And then I have your email and I will market to you in the future. So essentially, I'm trying to create more ads to get more folks onto my newsletter so I can give them more information and hopefully they'll purchase a product in the future. I only spent $200 that month or those 3 months in the fourth quarter. So pretty low. Sometimes this number gets quite a bit higher. And like I said, I want to invest more into this. And the most expensive thing by far, at least for my company currently, are digital expenses. And what do I mean by that? So I actually have to pay for my website, to host my website. I sell all of my products through a company called Kajabi. They have a platform that's very useful for me. My newsletter is all run through Infusionsoft, all the funnels for my emails, right? So if you sign up for, let's say, a shoulder-related lead magnet, I have a funnel that's shoulder-related that's all housed on Infusionsoft.com. So a lot of the automation occurs through Infusionsoft, and you have to pay for that. So my digital expenses for the fourth quarter were $1,771. All right. And if you do the math, my earnings minus my expenses. So fourth quarter, I made $43,990, subtracted $3,095 in expenses, and I ended up with $40,895 of revenue. All right. So that's how much I made. There you go. So one more time, I just want to let you guys know about the Fitness Pain Free Mini Course, right? So now you know all of my secrets. I'm going to try to trick you, brainwash you, get you to buy all my products. I'm just kidding. But if you do like what you're learning about, I do highly recommend checking out the Fitness Pain Free Mini Course. You'll automatically be enrolled into my certification. And this is going to open up enrollment for the certification. This is open up for enrollment at the beginning of April. So if you're interested, go ahead and check it out. Thank you for joining me today, guys. This is a bit new for me. I generally teach people about physical therapy, but I've had a lot of questions about the business aspect. And I just feel very strongly that physical therapy as a profession is super valuable. But I think oftentimes we're not reimbursed for our value. And I want to help empower other people to try to get some more revenue themselves and build themselves up because I love the profession and I feel bad that we don't get compensated the way I think we should. And this is how I'm trying to get compensated myself and have some more value, and hopefully this helps you guys learn how to do the same. So if you guys have any questions right now, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. Same thing for YouTube, Facebook. If I don't get to it today, I will get to it later. Like I said, this entire show episode was based on a comment I got from the last Ask Fitness Pain Free show. If you have any topic ideas, shoot them in the comment section as well. I'm going to grab my phone right now so I can see if there's any questions. And if not, we'll just wrap up. So what up? Also, let me know if the audio is good for you guys. I purchased a little mini microphone for Facebook and Instagram just because the audio quality is not phenomenal. Hopefully this is a little bit better today. All right, let's scroll. What do we got? What's up, guys? Once again, big thank you guys for being here today. I feel like I don't say this enough, even though I say it all the time, is that the reason why I'm able to basically live my own dream, right? And work towards what I love is because of folks like you supporting me. So again, I really appreciate that. I think that's amazing. Let's see what else we got. Scrolling through. It looks like that's it, guys. No more questions. So we're going to wrap up. Once again, thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys watching. And if you have any questions, if you have any topics you'd like for me to cover, leave that in the comment section. Otherwise, thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one.